So, in this video, I'm giving my opinion on what the truth actually is. As a lot of you may know, my opinion on what the truth is that it's personal. I mean, you long-time sufferers, subscribers, so a little joke there. I believe the truth is personal. It's why you is in the middle. Now, you can take this as a pinch of salt. You can take this as just my opinion, like most of you do. But it will trigger a lot of people, and I'll show you why it triggers. Because at the end of the day, people forget words are spells. That's why it's called spelling. So they are casting. And the truth is also a trap. It can keep us in a rut. That's why truth contains a rut. Now I'll give you a definition of what rut means now. Truth contains a
rut.
A rut. So this is just the definitions of what a rut is. A long, deep track made by repeated passage of the wheels of a vehicle or vehicles. What are we but vessels? And people talk about how, like the next one says, a habit or a pattern of behaviour that has become dull and unproductive, but it's hard to change. You're stuck in a rut. And that is like the truth. A lot of people are stuck in a truth or a few truths. This will get you stuck in the rut. It will get you basically triggered an emotional response because, like I said, the truth is personal. And when you put your own opinion out because you are trying to, well, you're not actually trying to get people out of a rut. You're just showing people what your opinion is. But you're attacking the spell, the rut, the personal truth. And that is why you see a lot of people in the community who stick to a couple of truths are so narrow-minded. And this is not a personal attack, this is just an opinion. I try and keep objective. I try and treat it as information. I don't always, because I'm human. I'm prone to mistakes. I'm prone to errors. But that's life. And I admit that. I even say in my videos, it isn't fact or truth. It's just my personal opinion. And still people seem to take it personal. As this video has shown you so far and will show you, it's why, because it's a spell. And that's why the truth can trap, because people think they are woke and this is the truth. See, we have to categorize and we have to put them in ranking. This is the truth. Like I've said, going against this truth and what actually truth is one of the questions to ask and what gets people triggered the most. Because I can tell you now, I've had a lot of discussion over the years, and like I was saying before, people know I've been talking about this because it's been in my videos. But there's nothing like this question about the truth being perspective. It gets people triggered, which is an emotional response. It's just crazy, isn't it? So let's see what else it has. Origin, route, you're taking a path. Look, route. You're sticking a route for a map, shows you where you're going. It's a route. So the rut is just a route in life that we take. It could be a trap. And obviously a rut can also mean a period of sexual activity in deers and some other mammals during which the males fight each other for the access to the females. How many times have you saw it in the truth? It's happened to me where I get tagged in a post and people's chests come out straight away as soon as I comment. Because the ego, the I, us, the you, it gets triggered because the spell, we're all indoctrinated, even me. We're all indoctrinated, we're all asleep. But we're all in different levels of sleep. And soon you can realise that, you are asleep and you're just trying to break that spell. Maybe that helps you, to identify. Because there's a lot of people out there who can identify with what I'm saying. That, we're not always right. It is a personal opinion. And can see where I'm coming through with this. The truth is personal. It's a cast. It's a spell. That's why it's called spelling. And it just talks in derogatory, engage in promiscuous or indiscriminate sexual activity. If you want to smoke and cuss and rut and get completely drunk, then go for it. So you can just say just 2 words in the truth, you, because it's casting, it's a spell. That's why it affects you so deeply, because you believe you found the truth. And it's also a rut. So it can show you how it can trap you and keep you in basically a repeated unproductive pattern. You're stuck in a rut and you're losing direction. Like, again, just an opinion. Right, guys, this video is all about
truth
and what it means to me and what I perceive the actual word truth to mean. Because I personally believe the truth is a perspective, as I've just said. Now, let's see what definitions and etymology and other stuff that I can provide will show you why I believe this. Because I believe this is the triggering topic in the old community. Because people walk around acting like they're woke as fuck. Hey, look at me, I'm a guru, I'm this, I'm that. And whatever I say is the truth. I can insult you because it's the truth. People using the truth to hurt people, and then they turn around and say, well, the truth hurts. So this is all about this and the misdirection of what I believe is being used. The truth, it's been used as a sword, and because it's the truth, whatever you say is acceptable, and it ain't. If you use the truth to hurt people, you're a cunt. That's just my opinion. So let's have a look at the
truth.
The quality or state of being true. That which is true or in accordance with fact or reality. And this is from the definition from the Oxford Language Dictionary. So a fact or a belief that is accepted as true. So it's not fact. They're saying it could be a fact or belief. So you believe what you are saying is fact and it's true because it is personal to you. So this is why I want to show this video, because I found a comment years ago, and funnily enough, it got checked on social media, and whatever it basically says, everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth. And I believe that is so true, and I want to show you why I believe this. Doesn't mean it's fact, doesn't mean it's truth, just means it's my truth. That's what I believe. And I don't push my beliefs on anyone. You know what I mean? So, and hopefully people don't push theirs onto me. But we'll know people get triggered. And the origin of the truth is basically like treoth or treoth. Basically the truth. Old English truth or treoth. Faithfulness. Faith. And doesn't it look like treoth, like oath? O-W-T-H. Looks like the oath, O-A-T-H. Let's have a look at that one while we're here.
Oath.
Oath. Noun or oath, plural. Oaths. A solemn promise when invoking a divine witness regarding one's future action or behaviour. They took an oath of allegiance to the king. A vow. A sworn declaration such as a promise to tell the truth in the court of law. A profound or offensive expression used to express anger or other strong emotions. When you get emotional, you having a triggered response. So you can see what I promise when in the community, and when someone says, well, this is the truth, you automatically get someone saying, no, that is not the truth, this is. And people get triggered because they are using, it's like an oath. They are profound or offensive. Doesn't mean it's offensive, just means an expression used to express anger or other strong emotions. So we all get triggered to all different degrees. I've always talked about this in my videos because we're human. We're having an emotional response to a spell, to a word. That's why they call it spelling, remember. The word is the sword. So it's talking there about how it's an oath as well. And it's talking about an expression, strong emotions. That sounds like triggered to me. So this video is all about me showing you why I believe the truth is personal and it's a perspective. And to me, this is why I believe, because people will get really triggered me saying this Well, you're showing a strong and emotional, and it shows you the power of the truth. I believe it's all done on purpose, and we'll get to that in due course. So, here's the etymology of truth. Old English, trio, like we just said, West Saxon, trio, Mercian, faith, faithfulness, fidelity, loyalty, veracity, quality of being true, a pledge, a covenant, from the Germanic abstract noun, treo with o, from the Proto-Germanic treoas, having, are characterised by good faith. Words is there, truth is fact. Again, this is just why I'm showing you. People are under the impression that the truth is fact. It isn't. It's an opinion. It's a belief, as all the etymology so far is showing you. And this ain't, like I said, an attack on anyone. This is just my opinion on it from what I've seen. It's all perspective. Sense of something that is true. It's a sense. It's a feeling. Not to be mistaken with intuition. It's first recorded the mid-14th century, the start of the great vowel shift that I highlighted a few years ago. You know what I mean? It's this integral part where they changed the spellings. They changed how we speak. So there could have been another word for what truth actually is. They're using truth as a weapon. It's first recorded the 14th century, meaning accuracy, correctness. It's from 1560s English, and most other IE languages do not have a primary verb for speak the truth, i.e. Janus's oldest name is IA, IE, EA. Just a coincidence though. So they don't have a verb for speak the truth as a contrast to a lie. So this is just what I want to get at. Word in etymology or the meanings of words, does it say the truth is a fact? And that's my point. Like I've been saying, it's been used as a weapon. How many times in the community have you lost friends when you sat to give an opinion on the truth? Bam! It's like they're under a spell. And that's why I said we're all indoctrinated, we're all under a spell. Some of us just handle the spell better than others. Some of us can take a step back and acknowledge that, yeah, we're getting triggered here, but, there's no point saying anything, So it's an opinion. And hopefully in this video, I can show that. The truth isn't a thing of fact or reason. It is simple what everyone agrees on. Truth is stranger than fiction, but it is because fiction is obliged to stick to possibilities. Truth isn't. The truth isn't just the facts. You can have all the facts imaginable and miss the truth, just as you can have facts missing on some wrong and reach the larger truth. Shows you how complicated it is. Truth is what is true and is not necessarily factual. Truth and facts are not the same thing. Truth does not contradict or deny facts, but it goes through and beyond facts. This is something that is very difficult for some people to understand. Truth can be dangerous. And again, how confusing is some people's opinion on the truth and facts? This is what I want to get at in this video. Crazy. What happens is fact, not truth. Truth is what we think about what happens. History isn't fact. It's a narrative, one carefully curated and shaped under the pen strokes of the right scribe. A villain becomes a hero, a lie becomes the truth. Hence the problem when people say it's a truth, it could be that person's perspective, which is a lie. This is why the truth hurts, because it is a lie and your body knows it. Truth is based on a person's perspective. Therefore, there can be many truths about the same topic, the same thing. Facts, on the other hand, are indisputable and singular in number. So you think about how many things are out there, and you always ask yourself, how can there be so many truths to one subject? Surely there can only be one thing that is fact, and that is a point of perspective. How many times have I said over the years how we look at things, how we were brought up, how things are influencing us, you know, in the moment. Are we ill? Are we drunk? Are we on drugs? Will affect how we see this reality and see whatever we're looking at. And that is what is interesting and also daunting in the fact that what is this reality really about? If we all see so many different things, how can we get to a fact? If the truth is based on perspective. It's a crazy thing, isn't it? You just to think about all the stuff and all the arguments you've had with friends. You know, you can see all points, but yet a person gets triggered, an emotional response saying, well, no, this is the truth and I'm defending the truth. Or they insulting you by saying, hey, the truth hurts. That is the point. They're using the truth as a weapon. It was weaponized in the Great Battle Shift. That's why it remains faith, and it's always tried to religion. I mean, I'm going to show you a few things on perspective now. Just think about it. How we see things depends on what we learn from that experience. So if we're looking at one perspective, one angle, and it, you know, for instance, it's 6, we're looking at it and it's a number 6, and yet your friend at the side sees 9, and you're arguing over it. Well, it's 9, I can see 9, I can see 6. Who's right, who's wrong? None of you. You're both right and wrong because you're looking from your perspective, and that's how this reality seems to be working. We're all basing all our so-called truths of how we perceive things. Some people don't get my Janos stuff. Some people really enjoy it and can see it. It's because they're sharing that wavelength. It's a frequency. Everything is a frequency and vibration. So here's just some images, you know, some perspective images. You can just show you how we can be fooled into seeing things differently. Here's how you see yes from no. Yes, it's an optical illusion, but it's perspective. That yes becomes a no, and the no becomes yes. Just by changing your field of view. And that is just like anything in the truth community. How many times have I said, listen to every angle, everyone's truth, because it helps you paint a better picture of what that truth could be. Truth is perspective. Truth is a lie. A lie becomes a truth according to his story. Now, why does truth hurt? Why should it hurt? If it's not good. If it's good, it should not hurt. So that's my point. It's been weaponized. Truth only hurts because deep down in you, you know that truth is wrong. It does not resonate with you because it's a frequency. It's a negative frequency hidden in a spell. That's why you get triggered, because your body is fighting it. Another person's perspective is different than you. It does not resonate with you, and it's like a self-defense mechanism. Your body doesn't know the difference. Well, that's what Bruce Lee said. I don't know if it's fully been a credit to him, but don't speak negatively about yourself, even as a joke. Your body doesn't know the difference. Words are energy and cast spells. That's why it's called spelling. Change the way you speak about yourself and you can change your life. What you're not changing, you're also choosing. So if someone is telling you the truth, but deep down something in your body saying, no, I don't agree with this, it's causing you pain. Yet the person is using the truth as a sword. This is the truth, and the truth hurts. Well, no, you being a CUNT hurts, and an evil person not to know that the truth is a perspective. This is just my opinion, and this is why I see a lot of conflict, because people are fighting over the truth. How many battles, how many friends have you lost? Oh, well, I am speaking the truth and I'm not bothered what you say. I am the truth. You know what I mean? So it's just crazy how everyone has lost so many friends over the truth because it's been weaponized. Like, for instance, cymatics. You speak negativity to something. You can see the medium. It changes. And I'll show you in images when you speak I love, when you speak positive, and when you speak negative, you see the effects because it's a medium. So it has been weaponized. Truth is a frequency, and I'm going to show you now why, and even more proof. It just blows me away, and I believe I'm onto something. I know it's just my perspective in the end of the day, no pun intended, but it makes sense. The word truth in Aramaic here is sha'ira, and in Hebrew is emet, which means genuineness, authentic and sincere. So we worship God in sincerity and authentically. And sha'ira is a Sanskrit word meaning body. In Hinduism, an individual is considered to be composed of three. So truth is emet. See, we have different pronunciations. We have emet. In Hebrew, we have emet. And we have emit, which is like a frequency and is time backwards. Crazy, isn't it? I mean, just look at where it mentions in the Bible about this. It's John 14:6, which is 11. John is a derivative of Janus, and in this, Janus or Jesus says, I am the way and the truth and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me, through a door. Tell me, guys, this is not wow. So truth in Hebrew is emit. So truth is emit in Hebrew. Time as well, the opposite way, and they read right to left, so it's alpha, aleph, and tau, which is the last one, so it's like the alpha and the omega. It's crazy, isn't it? Now you can see why the truth, if the truth is perspective and a lie, how it can affect the body, because in Sanskrit truth means body. So we, the body, irradiate a frequency, and obviously I've said it many times, we are a receiver and a transmitter. It's crazy, isn't it? Now you can see why I'm excited about this, in the sense of I'm showing you that the truth is a frequency and the truth is also a lie, and it's a perspective, how we see things. So when someone tells you, basically like I've said, it can trigger you because it's hurting your body. Your body knows no difference.
Yeah, they call me the black sheep. You know they call me the black sheep.
Hello and welcome. Right, guys, I hopefully you've enjoyed that video. Hopefully you're still here. I know some people may feel triggered by it, and hopefully that's explained why you feel triggered by it, because the truth is personal to you. I believe I've shown enough just to get you thinking. They say you don't have to agree, because that's what makes us unique. We all have a different opinion. It's just how you handle that opinion. Some people flight or fight, and in the sense of, you know, when you're wise enough, you know, what's the point in fighting? You know what I mean? But people get triggered because you're challenging the perception, the perspective of the truth. And you know why? Because it affects the body. The body is the truth in Sanskrit. It also emits. It's like a frequency. It's like when I'm telling you this will either resonate with people, or it will trigger an emotional response, because it's still casting a spell. You know, we're not all, you know, telekinesis and psychic abilities where I could sit here going, and you can read what I'm saying. You know what I mean? So, you know, we have to use, you know, the tools available, and obviously it's just English for me, and even badly at that. But but this is so triggering comment, this, about the truth being perspective. And for years, some of you people have been here for 2-3 years will know, every now and again in my videos I'll talk about, you know, the truth is your perspective. That's why you is in it, and that's why it affects you so deeply, because you were in it. And it also contains a rut, so you're trapped, and with each casting the hole maybe dig deeper, thus you having a triggered response because you're getting angry to it. No, that is not the truth. This is the truth. No, to me, that is just an opinion. And again, this is an opinion on an opinion. You don't have to agree with it. Just respect that I have a different opinion to you. Move on. Find something you do resonate with. And that's what makes us a unique being, because we all have our own. Some people are open to a lot of topics because, you know, they're open. They're able to receive more frequencies, more, you know, because the transmitter's different. The receiver is different, sorry. So that is all it is. You're having an emotional response. to the truth. Because years ago, unless you look into it like I have done for this video, well, like I said, I've been looking into it for a long time, to be honest, because the thing that I've used in this about truth in Aramaic being Sharia, which sounds like Sharia law, meaning, it didn't even mean truth as fact. It was all genuineness and belief and faith and different things. So that's what it means. The faith in that what you are believing in is true. It's not fact. And that is hard, I think, to deal with personally. I can see why, because you're going against the core beliefs. I mean, for instance, people can say, yeah, you're a shill Paul, gatekeeper, blah, blah, blah. Because this channel I've been watching for 10 years has said it's different, and I believe him. That's cool. But you are not using your discernment. You're basing your beliefs on another person's opinion. That's what it is. And that's what happens in the community. We all have a different opinion. Some people will believe in this because they've saw their favourite channel do this, and they've said it's that. Another channel will believe it's this because they showed them that. And then these two people meet and they go, all right, yay, we love meeting people in the community. What do you think of this? Well, I think, nah. Bing, bing. And off you go. Because their core belief, their truth has been attacked. Because it still spells, still casting, and it's having an emotional response on the psyche. So you either fight or you flight. Meaning you either fight or you just, you're wise enough to know, what's the point in arguing? Who argues with a fool? The fool or the fool himself? You know what I mean? So it's just showing you that if you argue with a person you call a fool, it means you're even worse than a fool. That's why I don't bother. And some people get triggered that I don't answer every comment. Well, YouTube don't let you. Honestly, I've had people say, why are you not answering my comment? I said, because I've not saw it, and I've explained how YouTube are. And I go, yeah, I know what you mean. But why have you insulted me? Because I'm not answering your comment. I try and answer as many as I can, what YouTube allow me. Other times I'm busy. What I do outside in my personal life, it's hard. And that's why I promote more people to do it, because we need more opinions. I promote people having their own perspective and their own truths and their own opinions, because it makes my world brighter, seeing a different opinion, something different. If we had to eat the same thing constantly, eventually you would get bored. Don't matter how much you love it, you would get bored. And that's like the truth. The truth is someone having a different opinion on a chosen topic. You know what I mean? If for instance, I talk about Yanis a bit, and there's no hiding away from that. And you'll get people saying, well, he's actually insignificant because he's a Roman god. And you'll get people, well, actually, he's from he's this person in that religion, and he's this person in this culture, and he's this person in this, and he's more significant. Is it because they're right, or is it the fact that they've researched and found more information, giving them a different perspective? If I just said to someone, what's this? They would say, it's a whiteboard marker. But if I showed other people on a different camera, it's that, or it's that. You can only make your guess or your opinion on what you see. And then you have people who are colourblind and different things. So how the reality and how you've been brought up affects how you see something. For instance, I know this is a stupid analogy, but it will make sense. For instance, what can I use? I've got nothing to hand. So, for instance, if you got like a ton of teddy bears fell on you, and or weird something, but anything that happens to you on a personal level that's hurt you and it's intimidated you, when you get put into that same scenario with the same object, it triggers you either fight or you flight. You cower, or you fight and you snap and you reach out and you hit. That's how we deal with things. And the more experience we get and getting over that traumatic moment of whatever is that traumatic a moment, changes you. It molds you into a better person. We've all had tragedies, and it is there to mold us into a way how we perceive things. Perspective. 6 on the floor is 9 to someone else. Yes, and you're moving up to the illusion, and yes, it is yes and no, but how you and where you look at something defines how you react to whatever it is. For instance, if someone sent me a picture of someone with 2 heads, well, what do you think I'm going to react to that? Do you know what I mean? And it's like the 2 heads in, 2 heads coat of arms. I'm going to react to it in a certain way because the earliest known fact on that is it comes from the Hittites, and it represents a certain individual, and it appeared first on a doorway to connect it to that deity. But that is how we are. Now, if someone showed me something else, I'll deal with the differences. Likewise for you. We're all going to deal with the truth in our own personal way. Your receiver or your transmitter, it goes through you. And if you believe I'm saying the truth and you agree with it, it resonates with you. It's like, oh yeah, it resonates with me. It's like I've had a weight lifted. Now you show me a different perspective of truth. Some people automatically get triggered. They're having an emotional response to the vow, to the oath, the spell of that word, reacting with them. Because they resonate with another opinion on what truth is and what fact is. Even though I've not said it's fact. But you know what I mean? That's what gets tied with it. And it seems to be that truth gets tagged with religion. And I believe, and I'm not saying people do it, I believe because it's been weaponized. And what gets more people irate than is when you bring spirituality and religion into the mix. People get more aggressive. And that and the opinion on what the truth is, it just blew me away. So when I got that thing back in like a 3-year memory, I'm like, wow, I've been talking for it that long. I've not made a video on it. So that what booked me to do it. I don't do videos to react to people calling people or anything like that. It's just not my style. I'm just interested in my perspective on the truth. It answers a lot, especially when you put into the Hebrew and the Aramaic of it, and the Sanskrit meaning body, and emit, which is time backwards. And then when you look at the word truth being your perspective, it hides you, and it's a rut, and it keeps you trapped. And maybe you're digging it a hole deeper because you're staying in that rut. So you will only see that perception. If you just into one topic, that's fine. Do you know what I mean? But that one topic is going to mold you on how you see other topics. You know what I mean? Sometimes I've had many people say, go and have a look into that, Paul. And I'm like, do we have to? And then I have, and it's like, wow. Because, you know what I mean? It's just opened another door. So I thought, truth. It contains a hurt. Why does the truth hurt? Because, it's attacking your person, you. It's attacking you. Something inside you saying, this is not wrong, so I have to fight or I have to flight. And that's what happens. So I looked at truth containing a hurt, and I thought, well, look at the lie. Because remember, from history, a lie becomes a truth, depending on who's wrote it. So lie backward is EIL. And I found out in Breton or some obscure language that it meant second. So that was intriguing because obviously that's like time, a time of measurement. And we know that the truth, in Hebrew meant emit, and which is time. So I thought them little anomalies that I found just intrigued me. So we know everything is a frequency, a vibration out there. And for instance, you'll have people still arguing on their personal, I'm not going to say nay or yay, what my things are because I've done videos on it, but on 5G, is it harmful, is it not? People say, well, it's not, it's ionized and it's not this and this. That's what happens. And you'll get people who say, well, you're talking bollocks, Paul. I'll send you a video. And it's like, well, I know them people are a bit shady. So do you go off what that person says because they're a bit shady and you believe they're a gatekeeper? That's what I'm saying. We all have our personal opinions. Some people watch this video, get triggered by it, which will basically show you I'm right because you have an emotional response to this topic. They'll look, they'll see if I'm making money. No, he's not, so I can't call him out on that. What's next? Oh, a personal opinion, his personal, how he looks, what's going around him. Is he tapping his nose 33 times? Is he wearing orange? Is he scratching his nuts anti-clockwise? Is he throwing the 666 up with his hand? You know, all this crap. Oh, wait up, he's scratching his left eye. He must be a Freemason. Or is it the fact I wear glasses and my eyes dry? You know what I mean? So you have him always wearing the Batman t-shirt. He is head of the occult. We all have these people who go like that because they're attacking. They look for something to attack, and whatever screams out is what they perceive you. It's all perspective. So how you perceive me will reflect on what I'm talking about. Do you know what I mean? If I was marching and doing salutes and a devil horns, you say, oh, he's a gatekeeper. But people will always look at an appearance for anything. But that's why I did the video. I just found it interesting that the Sanskrit word for truth meant Sharia. I keep getting the mix. Was it? Yeah, it was Sharia. I can't pronounce that. And not like the Sharia law, but it was on about Hinduism, and they believe that's a part of the body. It meant body. That was it. It meant body, and it was the three bodies. And it's funny that, you know, like I said, in the Hebrew time, had three words. It had Aleph, it had Mem, and it had Tau. The beginning, the first letter of the alphabet for them, and the end, the Alpha and the Mega. And it has to go through U, the doorway, the Mem, memory waves, frequency. Remember the frequency Mem in Gematria added to 11, the doorway. And I've always talked about how things have to go through us. And the first mention of the truth, or one of the first mentions, is John. And from my research, I know John is a derivative of Janos, and the verse added to 11. Do I ignore that, or do I show you that? Again, it's how I perceived that. And then people who'll understand the verse even more, and people then think, oh, you're attacking the religion. And that's what happens. Things get tied together, and the word truth has been weaponized. And we've all seen it. I've left all groups because you can't have a debate or a chat with someone ever. Because as soon as you say, oh, what topic do you like? Yeah, I love that. What do you think of that? Well, I think they're shields. I don't say shields. I never really do. You know what I mean? But I'm just perceiving two people. So people will go in, oh, do you believe in it? And then it's, oh, well, he's a gatekeeper and a shield because that channel said it. So it's like, well, use your own discernment. You know, we all have our different opinions on different people out there in the community. You either like them, you don't. Naturally, people just don't get on because the frequencies just don't, attune to each other. So you're always going to be butting heads. Because there's some people I like and people can't stand them. But that's just one of this reality. This reality is all about you. Everything affects you. Do you have your perceptions on what Joe blogs down the street, or no, you see things, and for instance, if you saw geoengineering out there, you're an ability because you've done research to know the difference between a chemtrail and a contrail. And if someone asks you, do you say them? And some people get triggered because you are going against their truth. They believe, unfortunately, what the government tell them. But I don't call them people because they don't know no better. Do you know what I mean? And how you perceive and show you an alternate opinion will basically, in the end of the day, they will either agree with you or the minds never get changed. And sometimes people just won't change. It's just their role in life. We're in an uphill struggle. We're outnumbered. But why can't we enjoy each other's different opinion? Because that different opinion will help your opinion. Believe me, that's my opinion. So it's so contradictory. But how many people in the comments, and you're watching the video, just be honest to yourself now. How many times people talk to each other about a topic and their own personal opinion and truth comes involved, and you said, no, sorry, that ain't the truth. This is the truth. And that's what it's weaponized. The word truth is being perceived as fact. And if I wield it, I am a truth warrior. You're a cunt. You're a dick. You're a knob. You're a gatekeeper. You're a shill. Why? Because I'm a truth warrior. It's like, okay. So that's what happens. People believe because they're doing the truth, and automatically truth gets tied to religion, your faith and spiritualness and God and different things. They're doing God's work. And how many battles and wars have been done on people's opinion? It's scary. And that just shows you the power and why they do it. You don't need gatekeepers. I mean, there is people out there doing it, but they don't know no different because they're going off their own personal, opinion for what a truth is. And because they have a big voice or a big following of subscribers, whatever you want to call it, that belief, that opinion gets put out as fact. Just look at this reality. We can't agree on anything. Is that right or wrong? It doesn't matter. That's an opinion. There's so many opinions on what this reality is. It's flat, convex, donut, globe, crater. Who's right or wrong? Well, let's fight because that's what we have to do. No, it's a simulation. So it's all of the above. It's a frequency. It's a wave. If it's a frequency and a wave, it can't be that or this or this. It's all of the above. And that's my point. The truth is personal. And that's why I've been screaming. It's because it's got you in the middle. And the reason people get trapped in their truth, because they think it's the truth. And they're just digging their own trench. They're digging their own hole. And they never get out. They'll never see it. If they're only in that truth, then obviously they're not going to agree if I come along and say this. For instance, my videos on Janos showing you about he's been linked to Tartaria and how I found different things. Some people agreed, some people didn't. It's cool. You move on. You don't have to hate people. It's just an opinion. And I'm just open to different people's opinion. I don't have to agree, but, I learn by reading the comments and seeing this and this. That's, how I grow. But how I grow is not how you grow. But we all have that mutual respect that, you know what, I don't agree, but I know Paul that's just his opinion. It's just the opinion on what I'm looking at and what I've let the frequencies into me. Because, for instance, if you're into heavy metal or R&B, whatever, that will, it influences your music tastes, what you're going to go and pick, what you're going to write. I just find it intriguing that even the word doesn't say it's a fact. And it was made, etymology again, in that period I call the Great Vowel Shift. And it's linked to an oath, it's linked to a vow, it's linked to being weaponized. And that is intriguing and also scary, because people are losing friends thick and fast because they think truth is fact and it's right. Whereas if you knew it was a perspective and just opinion, maybe we would have more in the community, more able to have longer discussions, maybe. Or I might just be holding on to a fantasy of mutual respect, mutual understanding, and not what we're perceiving today. And that's what I wanted just to briefly talk about. How, the word truth can mean so many different things in Hebrew, in Aramaic, and what is a truth in Latin? Is it veritas? You know what I mean? And even in the etymology, it basically said that, didn't it? So truth isn't fact, and people automatically think I'm attacking her faith. I'm just attacking the actual word itself, if that makes sense. It's been weaponised by them because obviously they're in it for the long game. If you got people going around saying, right, I believe in this and that is the truth, and it says if you're left-handed, you're a witch, right? I'm going to burn you. Well, didn't God say don't kill anyone? Doesn't matter. In the truth, some geezer, some person, the Pope said there's witchcraft, and people who have an opinion, left-handed, use herbs, are witches. Scroll on a couple of 100 years later, and the forecasting and the weather, and you can see all in this reality. It's all about perspective. It's all about that agreed upon lie in his story. And it just blows my mind when we look at things like that. And you know what I mean? I just hope you appreciate this different opinion. You don't have to agree with it on the perspective. But just look at what I've put forward and see what you think about that. I think it's interesting. I think it's also scary as well that people want to fight or flight over a belief. Straight away, you either want to fight or flight. But once you've been manipulated, we're all indoctrinated. We're just all at different levels. More information you can see that you are indoctrinated, it helps you to see the world a bit better than it is. And this is just what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get through this reality, learn from knowledgeable people, learn from family members who say this and this, and then make my own belief up onto that, my perspective on how I look at things. I will look at things differently to most of you. But you can see basically where I've come with that. That's what I try and do in my videos. I show you how I get to that conclusion. Does not mean it's a fact. It just means it's an opinion on the evidence I found. That memory popping up on, basic Hebrew for word for truth made me have an emotional response saying, wow. I've always talked to people for years about the truth being just a perception, a perspective. Let me do a quick video on it, and that's what I've done. So just to show you how the weaponizing of that word has kept the community unable to come together for the greater good. You got people in that community arguing over that, and you'll see it. That is why you have people fighting in the community. Yes, you will have people who just go in there to troll and cause trouble. But if you're a truther, you know words are spells. If you've bothered even to research it, you know your words are curses, and you're casting them in a negative environment, trying to hurt that person. That says all about you. Or people are conflicting because they believe that A topic is that's the truth. B are thinking, no, it's this topic and that is the truth, and they're butting heads because, remember, words are spells. That's why they call it spelling. Why doesn't the word truth have the word fact in it? Because it isn't. And you'll people now typing in the truth, and you'll get some sites will say truth is fact. And then you have that awkward little situation is put in the truth isn't fact, and you'll get other sites saying truth isn't fact. Then that must lie to, well, who believes what site? Or is it that site has that opinion on it, that site has that opinion on it, and they've made their own perspective on it? It's all about perspectives. And that's what I see. You might not see it, so you might not get my perspective on the truth. You might feel I'm attacking you, but the reason you feel angry is because it's a spell. Because it's a sword, and it is basically the truth. Sanskrit means body, so I'm attacking your body, your memories, your wave, your water, because that's what's in between Aleph and Tau. That's all I can say on that. So just, I hope you've enjoyed it. It was a shorter one on the 3-week epics that I've been putting together. But I believe this is a lot deeper. It affects a lot of people to the core because I'm challenging their perspectives. And that's what they see. They see me challenging, which I'm not. I'm just giving my opinion. As you are entitled to your opinion if you don't like the video. But there's ways of saying I don't believe you. And there's ways of, you know what I mean? We all know what it is. If you don't believe me, you can say, Paul, and I've had many people, I don't believe you got this one right. I love your content though. Keep on digging. Or there's people who will then attack. Oh, you're a shill, you're a gatekeeper. Oh, you did it, you scratched your ass 33 times, looking at an easterly direction on the summer solstice, wearing a Batman t-shirt, you're the Satan. And you get them people. So, unfortunately, that's just what we have to deal with. So, everything that we hear on is an opinion. And that comment, that a quote, even got fact checked. So we don't know who write this. I just agree with that person's perspective that the truth is a perspective. It's agreed upon. It's agreed upon. What is conspiracy meaning? A secret plan by a group to do something unlawful or harmful, and it comes from the word conspira in Latin, means agreed. We've agreed this is a lie, this is the truth, this is what we're basing our beliefs on. History is a lie, history is just someone's perspective who's written it down, and whatever influences them at the time. Is it someone with a sword to the neck, threatening the family to say this? Are they at war? Do they not like that country? And then that gets taken down as history. It's set up, agreed upon, which is strangely alike what the word for the etymology for the truth and conspiracy is. That's why I call it the truth conspiracy, because they weaponize the word truth. So we fight amongst ourselves. Because if you're fighting for the truth, what are you doing? It doesn't matter what you do. I'm fighting for the truth. You're the heathen, you're the devil, you're the opposition. And because I'm fighting for the truth, what I do, doesn't matter, it's in the word of the truth. And that's the, sad part of it, is if you're going to go to war or fight people because your truth is being fought against, remember, everyone has their own perspective on the truth. And that's why we've had so many battles, because they've weaponized it. Right guys, hopefully you've enjoyed this video. I don't know if I'm going to premiere it or not. I won't know until I have that spontaneous moment. But if I don't, please stay safe, always wear a smile and pay it forward. And please just, enjoy each other's different opinions. Bye guys.